Hi there, I'm John Franklin, and this is my channel. So, I'm the guy who makes all the drawings, all the time-lapses that you've seen on this channel, finally a face to the copyright-friendly music, and I recently did, for the first time, proper stop motion, drawing on paper and then taking a bunch of pictures and turning it into a video. I did this for a college contest that was being held, that they do every week, that they do for the next few weeks, so you might see more content like this. But aside from that, I thought actually this was just a really interesting thing that also was a new process for me. I've only done digital stop animation, and that wasn't very advanced. A bit of rotoscoping. Mostly, I've not really done much with animation, so this was just really interesting to me. I had 3 days to do this in, something that became apparent to me. I thought I had a week to do it in. So you see that slightly aside the way through, where I find out nope, much less time. This is just a video to show you the process that I went through while making it, and at the same time I will be uploading the animation, the finished project, that you'll see in another video, which I will link up there. Yeah, it's confusing because my display automatically flips it, so it's there. And I'm probably confusing myself with when to cue that, so I'm just gonna cut most of this out. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this process. I'm gonna be voiceovering several bits. There's gonna be plenty of time lapses because I love a good time lapse. And I hope you enjoy. And I'm spinning now. All right. So I wanted to make the main theme of this about this one gravestone. Everything pretty much just happens around this gravestone. So I drew this original frame and I lined it in pen so it was easier to trace over, and then I just traced it again and again and again and again, and as you can see I had already been working on this for quite some time. I'm tracing only one frame rather than tracing each and every frame, because if you trace each frame that you do, you end up with a slight warp to it. And oh no, look at that, that's my head covering up the art. That's I hope I fix that later. I'm pretty sure I get better at keeping my head out of the shot, but you know. Next, I took a load of photos of all the frames that I had done so far. I can't remember exactly how many there were, but not that many, and it was literally just a quick test to see whether they all looked okay and the animation that I had done so far looked smooth. So what I've done here is I've taken loads and loads of pictures of these, so one picture for every single one of those. Just took those on my phone with an incredibly professional setup. I mean, really, it doesn't get more advanced than a box stacked on top of another box with a phone precariously hanging over it, but I took a picture of every single one of those, and then Google Photos has like an automatic animation generator thing, which obviously has it at a really low frame rate, so then I just plopped it on into Premiere, and if we look here, ooh, tasty. I also did a bit of stabilization and a bit of messing around with the contrast just to make it look extra little fancy. And fancy it did indeed look. However, that wasn't the end product that I went with, because I realized later on that trying to replicate that exact condition for taking photographs was a very stupid ambition, because there was no way that was going to happen. In this next part, we're moving on to the actual crumbling stage of the animation, where the grass grows fully up and actually starts to break apart the gravestone. If you've already seen it, this is the part where the top of it actually breaks off entirely and it all starts to fall apart. It might seem a bit of a strange order, but this part is actually me drawing the beginning, which I did last. This is because I started off in the middle section, which has a lot of repeating frames, then I did the section that continues after that, where I can use those frames, and then finally I did the first part, which is actually the shortest part, which doesn't have many frames that include the gravestone at all. Hi! So, update. Everything's dreadful. It turns out, now this is Friday at 1 o'clock, it turns out that this assignment, this stop motion thing is due right now! I've got like 30 pictures to draw still, and that's just drawing, let alone the fact that I've not even like taken all the pictures and put them into Premiere. This is how much I did over the last couple of days, and then I've also got like a kind of pile here of other frames, which I've just realized I shoved aside and are now out of order. That's probably why animation always numbers his, that makes sense. So yeah, overall things are going pretty damn good. Yeah. So I set off with a hefty time of minus 20 minutes. I decided to try and finish the whole piece. In all seriousness, I gave myself an hour. I did not finish it in that hour. I went about half an hour over, but considering the fact that I thought I had about half a week more to do it in, I'm pretty happy that I managed to finish it at all. Although I have to say, the quality of the images during this stage was abysmal. These are not top notch. It gets to the point where I'm just drawing pictures of grass. I was rushed, okay. As you can see, I've got Teams up, which is the thing that we use for all our online lessons right now. And I'm just waiting for a response telling me whether I should be doing this or whether I shouldn't be bothering. I still haven't received that response to this day. It's a week later, nearly. I'm sure they'll get back to me. All the pictures done. That didn't actually take as much time as I thought it would. We're at 2 o'clock. It's not too bad. It's not quite in schedule, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, okay, now I've just got to put them into the animation, and then put them into Premiere, and then cry, but I'll do that at the end. Now, taking the photos was by far the easiest part, but damn did I rush it. It took me overall 10 minutes just to take the photos, and then there was about 2 minutes of prep time, as you can see here. I didn't realize how much prep time until I was forced to watch it in the edit, so you're welcome for speeding this part up a bit. And then speeding, of course, the actual photo taking up quite a bit more. You can see how much the stand is actually moving around because I was just trying to take these photos so quickly. I just didn't have time to be a perfectionist. This ended up causing an issue that you'll see later on, in conjunction with another issue also caused by rushing. Finally, once all of the pictures were taken, I turned them into an animation like I did before using Google Photos, and I put both of those GIFs, because I had to do it in 2 parts, into Premiere. I have never once had this issue with this before. Like, before it had a weird glitch, but like now it's still even weirder. So like, as you go through it, there's like this really strange glitch that happens. So like, if you play it here, hang on. I mean, it's almost kind of cool. Might keep that in. I don't know. I'll try exporting it again. I do not know why that's happening. Oh my god. Nope. Still don't know why that happened. However, I didn't really have time to complain, so even though I tried exporting it again, it did the same glitch in a different place. It's very bizarre. And I sent that in, and here is my celebration. Hope you enjoy that. I don't. It's freaking done! I'm a little bit happy about that, can you tell? I freaking finished it. It took not like really long. That was the issue. But it was like, so I'm 40 minutes past the time that I ideally wanted to be finished by. I think I've got 20 minutes of the lesson left, and I'm not entirely sure when you were supposed to hand it in. Hopefully it will be okay. I don't think it's gonna win. This is a competition, by the way. I mean, I don't think it's going to win, but I've made something that I'm at least kind of happy with. So, Jesus Christ. So I wasn't entirely happy with the original version I did. This is the version that I sent to the competition, which you'll see on screen right now. I don't particularly like it. It's got that weird bluey red glitch in there, which is actually a glitch. I don't actually want that in there. Some people have said that they quite like it, that they think it looks quite cool. I'm not a big fan of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-edit it. I'm going to import it in a slightly different way, instead of importing it with the automatic GIF creator that I talked about before that Google Photos do. Instead of using that, I'm going to just import all the photos into Premiere directly. I'm going to set them all to be 1 frame long, and hopefully that looks all snazzy snoozy. Unfortunately, Warp Stabilizer kind of failed me with this. Another issue that you saw with the video there was that it drifts slowly to one side, because it's actually stabilizing on the wrong focal point. It's not stabilizing on the image, it's stabilizing on the support stand. And as I mentioned earlier, the support stand wobbles all over the goddamn place. So I came up with the ingenious, easy solution to resize each and every one in Photoshop. So that's what I did. 91 images is what you're seeing here. 91 individually reframed images, and yes,
it was boring, but sort of like taking the photos, it's actually one of the easier parts, as you don't really need to worry about drawing loads of pictures. It's a monotonous task, but you know, put a bit of YouTube on in the background, it's fairly cathartic actually. Now with all the photos resized, we can finally move on to the actual final, very last, probably, hopefully, pretty sure last edit. And other than that, I don't really have much to say about this. It's just me editing, so enjoy the music and enjoy this time lapse, and then finally enjoy the actual finished product at last. Thank you so very much for watching. This turned out to be a bit longer than I expected, not just the product but the whole behind the scenes thing. It's currently standing at 11 minutes, so I'm presuming it's going to be in the final thing. Next time I might try and make it shorter, unless you like the longer videos. I know that's probably a bit of a stark contrast to like what's the longest video I've got, like 3 minutes? Anyway, please check out the actual video that this all led up to creating. I should be publishing them at the same time, so please check that out. It would mean so much to me if you would, and let me know if you want to see more of this stuff. You're gonna get more of this stuff, but it makes me happy when I see comments, so go that.